Yo, what is up? How's it going, guys? It's been a little while. Sorry for taking me so long to get another stream out. I started my new job, so I've been super busy doing that, but today's my day off. That's why I'm a little greasy right now. Don't mind the hair. I need a haircut. But how's it going? How's it going, guys? We're back around the boxes again. Here. We got a lot to do today. Lots to catch up on. So the main priority for this stream today, I want to show you guys the comic books I've picked up in the last couple of months, because that is something I want to try to do in these Around the Boxes streams, is to show you guys my new pickups, amongst other things. And then we'll play it by ear from there. I don't know what else we'll be doing, but I'm going to show you. I got a thick pile. I don't know if you guys can see it. I got a thick pile. I've been buying comic books. So I've got a thick pile of comic books to go over, and then we will play it by ear from there. So let me tweet out the stream real quick. Boom, tweeted. Yeah, so how's it going, guys? It's been a minute. Like I said, I've just been busy with work. It's been crazy, but now it's starting to normalize a little bit, so I can keep doing these Around the Boxes streams. I'm gonna start the gaming streams again, or really just like doing more gaming streams. So that'll be over on the other channel, link on the screen here and also in the description. But yeah, I'm not going to dilly-dally too much. I think we're about ready to dive into the comic books. But if anyone joins the chat, let me know if the music's too loud. If no one tells me so, and then you're watching this as a video later and it's too loud, I apologize. I'm a little rusty figuring it out. But yeah, I'm going to throw it over to the dual cam setup. Pardon the camera quality. This camera is a cheap piece of crap, but hey, I'm on low budget right now, so that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. As long as you can see, then it works. So this is you may see this on my desk. I have a lot of random crap on my desk. I'm just kind of I like little collectible things. This is a Mcdonald's toy of Wanda and Vision. I kept them because I thought they were hilarious, because watch, Vision looks like a crybaby. He's like, wah! Anyway, I got these right around the time of... Were these WandaVision toys? I don't know. I got these right around the time of WandaVision, and I happened... Because my fiance got a Happy Meal because she just wanted a couple nuggets, and they came with these, and I happened to get Vision and Scarlet Witch, and I thought that was hilarious, so now they're on my desk. Who knows why. This, I guess I'm showing you my desk things now. This, my brother gave me this. It's a Mandalorian made out of like nuts and bolts and crap. It's super cool. Some local artist made it, I'm pretty sure. But so that's on my desk. You can see the Rubik's Cube, of course. This is a cow. That's about all I have to say about that. It's a cow. And this is a troll, straight from Norway. So I have a lot of random crap. This is what's his name? Snowball? I don't remember his name, but it's the dog from Rick and Morty. And then, of course, Shy Guy Mario Kart. Because, yeah. So, I have all sorts of random crap on my desk. But I'm going to dive into the comic books now, because let's be real, that's why you guys are here. So, this is my pile of comic books that I have not shown you guys, that I've bought in the last couple of months since my last stream. There's some new books, there's some back issues, there's a little bit of everything. There's actually some really cool comics in here, so I'm actually pretty excited. But we're gonna just dive through it. I'm gonna put this pile right here, and we'll kind of go through. So new books first. We got the Sinister War issues. So I have Sinister War 2, 3, and 4. I know it's blurry, but it's the best I got. I'm gonna be honest with you guys with my thoughts on Sinister War. Snooze fest. Snooze fest. That's my thoughts on Sinister War. It's really boring. It's kind of just like, here's 20 Spider-Man villains, and then it's just a montage of them fighting with narration from Kindred. There's none of this, you know? The story doesn't develop. It's kind of just a continuous nothing. And so, yeah, I've been pretty underwhelmed with Sinister War. These covers are pretty boring. It's all just been kind of... These individual ones have been kind of boring. The actual Amazing Spider-Man issues have been a little more interesting, but not too much more interesting. But they're a little bit better. So this was issue 71. Issue 72, of course. So, like, these covers are boring, and, like, yeah, I don't know. It just seems really weird. It's like the big finale of the run, and it's just the most, like, I don't know. These covers are just, like, generic, like, oh, here's Spider-Man on the ground. Here's Kindred holding Spider-Man. I mean, these are Mark Bagley covers, so I love Mark Bagley, but these covers are pretty uninspired, if you ask me. Here's 73. This is the most recent issue. I'm excited for 74. That issue actually looks a lot better. And that's Nick Spencer's last issue. So hopefully it'll be pretty good. I was worried, you guys might remember from my last Around the Boxes, or might have been 2 ago. I was worried about this whole Amazing Spider-Man Beyond thing, because it seems like they're killing Peter Parker, which is like, been there, done that. It didn't work. But I've seen some more previews now where it looks like he's just in the hospital for a while. So I think he's going to be kind of like out of commission for a bit, and Ben Reilly will be like filling in, and then he'll come back 10, 15 issues down the line. So I'm not too worried about it. Here's Spider-Man Life Story Annual 1. I really liked Spider-Man Life Story, so when I saw this on the shelf, I bought it, and it was really good. J. Jonah Jameson little kind of one-off story. Which that's what annuals are supposed to be. I like that kind of annual. I don't like a lot of the other annuals they do sometimes, but that was a good one. I felt like that was handled well. Oh, excuse me. This next book, Thor, issue 16. I started getting this run because a friend of mine mentioned that it was really good. So I went back and read on Marvel Unlimited. I read from issue 1. And then started buying it with issue 15, and it's very good. I wish it would release more frequently, though. It was like a solid month and a half between this issue and last issue. So, but it's pretty good. I'm excited for what they're building up to with it. It seems like they're building up something pretty big, and that's going to be really cool. Okay, next up, continuing the snooze fest. The new comics have been boring me lately, alright? Sinister War... lame. Extreme Carnage. Oh my gosh. What an impossible story to follow. Not even... Okay, no. I have the same problem with Extreme Carnage as I had with Sinister War. There's too many characters, so I don't care about any of them. And the story doesn't go anywhere. Like, Extreme Carnage started, and it's like, here's this threat. It's Carnage, and this congressman, and all this going on. And then every single issue is just introducing one of the new symbiotes, and nothing happens. And I got bored 3 issues in. Like, the first issue was interesting enough, but, you know, there's Lasher, Riot, Toxin. It's really, it seems like this series only exists just to remind you which symbiotes exist, and where they are and what they're up to. And I just haven't enjoyed it. It just seems weird. I don't like the whole each issue is a one-off type thing. I don't know. Not a fan. This book, however, this is Spirits of Vengeance Spirit Rider 1. It's a one-off. Wow, this is such a cool idea. I bought this book because I saw it on the shelf, and I saw this character. I forgot her name, but it's a Native American, if that's the wrong term, I apologize, but Native American Sorcerer Supreme Ghost Rider. Like, that's awesome. So I am super on board with that, and it seems like, I'm pretty sure they were saying there's going to be like an actual series coming out later this year. I'm picking it up for sure because the concept sounds awesome. The character is awesome. I thought she was just really cool in this, so I'm all about it. I hope it's cool. I hope she becomes the new Sorcerer Supreme since Doctor Strange is dying, possibly, question mark? I don't know. But, very cool. Got some Avengers books I picked up. This is Avengers 47 and 48. World War She-Hulk. Part, here I guess I can make it less blurry. Part 2 and Part 3. What do I have to say about these? They're good. That's about all I have to say. They're good. Nothing crazy. Nothing terrible. I enjoyed them. Now these are a bit deeper reads. Kang the Conqueror, number 1 and number 2. Obviously, I picked these up because Kang the Conqueror is pretty relevant right now. And I don't really know the character of Kang that much. I knew the concept, like he was a time-traveling conqueror, you know, whatever. Nathaniel Richards and all of that. He was Immortus and a few other versions. But I didn't really know that much about his backstory, so I wanted to get these so that I could learn a little bit more about him. And they're very good. Very, very good reads. There are some comics that you read in like 5 seconds because it's just all action and no story, and it's just kind of like, meh. Whereas these, you can tell there's actual storytelling and a message, and it has a bit more depth than the average. You know, like you look at the Sinister War comics, and they're pretty surface level, but these are very good, very well written. Let's see, Miles Morales Spider-Man, 28 and 29, the Clone Saga Conclusion, and Fallout. I did not read the entirety of Clone Saga. I missed a couple before this, so can't really give my thoughts on Clone Saga. This series has yet to really interest me. I really want to like the Miles Morales series, but I don't know if it's salad in a med or what, but this just doesn't do it for me. And I think maybe they just need a new creative team. If they announce a new creative team for Miles Morales, I will be on board with it. I'm going to continue picking them up, but I don't know. They haven't hooked me. Continuing with the new books, we got Fantastic Four. Issue 34, Bride of Doom, Part 3. I like this cover a lot, with Dr. Doom on it. This was the last Bride of Doom issue. This series was this storyline was kind of ridiculous, but I guess that's Fantastic Four, right? It just felt the pacing was weird. It started interesting, the idea of Johnny sleeping with the Victorious, and then they were going to get married, and the royal wedding, and all of that. But then the way Doom was just like, aha, I will kill you. Like it felt very cartoony. But I guess that's kind of what you want from a Fantastic Four comic. You don't really want a Fantastic Four comic to take itself too seriously, in my opinion. That's why I think Dan Slott is a better fit for Fantastic Four than Spider-Man, because Dan Slott writes his books really corny, and I think that works well with Fantastic Four. I wasn't as big of a fan of it on Spider-Man, but I did think that was a good storyline. And then immediately after that was Fantastic Four 35, the 60-year anniversary issue, issue 680. And I did enjoy this. Very interesting story. The idea of the multiple versions of Kang kind of attacking the Fantastic Four throughout history was a really interesting way to pay tribute to the Fantastic Four's history, while also telling a new story. It kind of reminded me of, like, on TV shows, about once a season they'll have that one episode where it's just like clips from old, maybe not all TV shows. The best example I have is Friends. If you watch Friends, about once a season there'll be one episode where they're all just reminiscing, and it'll just play clips from old seasons, and it's how they just kind of fill an episode. This kind of felt like that, but it was to celebrate the 60-year anniversary. Like, they jumped into the different eras. I really like that. I don't want to spoil too much else about the book, because I do think that if you are a Fantastic Four fan or you're just interested, you should read it and give it a try. But I did really enjoy it. I thought it was a cool idea. The twist at the end was very interesting, so I was on board with it, for sure. And then a week later, this week, just yesterday, Fantastic Four 36. So they just pumped these out week to week. Interestingly, I thought that they would resolve the Human Torch dilemma in this issue. I figured it would be like a one-issue problem, but it seems like it's going to go on for some time, so that'll be interesting to see how that resolves. So they've got me. I'm gonna keep picking it up and see how it goes, but it is an interesting dilemma. Interesting to see consequences last throughout issues, and it's not just like wrapped up after every single one. Here I have Fantastic Four Life Story number 3, and then number 4, which is the 90s. So it's the 80s and the 90s. I mentioned it earlier. I love Spider-Man Life Story, and so that's why I picked up Fantastic Four Life Story. I think it's just a really cool idea for a comic miniseries, like superhero stories in real time. I hope they continue to do it for more characters. Like, I hope they do an Iron Man life story. They do Captain America life story. I think would be really, really interesting, because you could do issue 1 in the 40s, then have him, go into ice, have issue 2 be the 60s, issue 3 the 70s, 80s, 90s. Like, you could do it that way. I think that would be really interesting, because then you could have World War II in there, as well as the Cold War and all of that. But Fantastic Four Life Story has been very good. I like how they're kind of setting up Galactus as the big finale. And it is interesting that, because in the comic books, it's like Galactus is here, but this is like Galactus will be here in 10 years, which feels a little bit more realistic space travel-wise. Because if Galactus is off at other galaxies, like, it's going to take him some time to get here. It was cool seeing Silver Surfer as a villain again, because that hasn't happened for a long time. So I enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. Next, Dark Ages, issue 1. I don't know what to say. I saw it on the shelf, thought it looked interesting, so I figured I'd give it a try. And it was good. Nothing hasn't like hooked me. Isn't anything crazy. I'll pick up issue 2 and see how it goes from here, but it's an interesting concept. I like it. It's like a post-apocalyptic Marvel universe, but not a zombie apocalypse, because it feels like that's what people always go for if you do something like that. So it's a little different, and that's nice. This next book, you're going to be surprised seeing this from me, because I don't normally get these books. Spawn. This is my first and only Spawn comic book. I got it because I was curious, to be honest with you. I've known of Spawn, obviously, for a while, and I knew it was made by Todd McFarlane, which is, famous Spider-Man artist. He's probably more known for Spawn than he is as a Spider-Man artist, but I know him as a Spider-Man artist. And so I wanted to check it out, and so I got this issue. It seemed like a good jumping on point. It said it was part of the new Spawn Universe titles. So this is issue 320, and I got it. I had no clue what was happening, and then 321 was not at my store. It was sold out, so I did not get 321. I don't know if I'll get 322. I might not get more Spawn books, but I got this one just to try it, and it's interesting. I like the cover. It's very good art, but yeah, that was I dipped my toe in the water, wasn't hooked, might give it another try, but we'll see. I have a couple Batman books here. We have Detective Comics 1041 and 1042. I obviously had no clue what was going on because I was kind of jumping in. I wanted to give it a try because now I'm getting back into new books. I'm trying to kind of see what I'm interested in. And I figured I should probably try and get some Batman in there because I used to pick up Batman for a long time. Didn't hook me, not interested. I'm going to be honest. I know maybe this is just the Marvel fanboy in me, but the Batman books that they're putting out right now just don't look very good to me. Like, I looked at the Batman main series, I looked at the Detective Comics series, and it's just weird. They've gone a really weird direction since Rebirth and since New 52. I know a lot of people either love or hate New 52. I really liked New 52 because it was a really good jumping in point for me since I don't really know the DC universe that well. And obviously Batman New 52 was incredible. But maybe these books appeal to fans of the older DC books because they are more of a continuation of the universe and it's not a rebooted version or any of that. So let me know in the comments or in the chat if anyone's watching live. DC fans, how are you feeling about the comic books coming out right now? Do you guys like the current run of DC books? Do you not like the run of DC books? Because as a Marvel fan who has sometimes dipped his toe into the DC waters, nothing on the DC side of the fence is interesting me right now. I'm going to be honest. I look at the shelves every time I go, and Batman comics, no interest. Justice League, Suicide Squad, Flash, none of the books really look that good to me. But that's just my opinion, so DC fans, don't go crazy on me in the comments. Let me know how I'm wrong. And let me know any series recommendations. If there's a series that's really good right now, maybe I'll check it out. So let me know down below, and I'll check it out maybe. But I got these, and I wasn't a fan. So okay, so that is all of the new books that I've picked up. Now I have some back issues. Some of these back issues are fairly recent back issues. Specifically, they're Amazing Spider-Man. I think most of these books are Spider-Man books, obviously. But as you guys may know, if you've seen my past Around the Boxes episodes, I took a bit of a break from picking up new books, so I'm missing some of the run of Amazing Spider-Man. The rest of the new books, I don't really care that much. I'm not going to go pick up all the Avengers books and all the Thor and whatever else. But Amazing Spider-Man, I pride myself in having a long run of it. I've been picking it up since issue 700, so I want to fill that gap. So I'm trying to pick up the entirety of Nick Spencer's run. So every week when I go to the comic store and pick up my new books, I'll grab a couple of Nick Spencer's Spider-Man books that I don't have to try and fill in that gap. And then I also grabbed a few just back issues, so I'll show you those as well. So first, from the Nick Spencer run, I got issue 45. It's a Sins Rising issue, just because they had it. I got 47, just trying to fill in the gaps. 48, so I've got a few of the Sins Rising issues there. Oops, flip that. I'm not sponsored by Sonic, but I wish I was, because I love Sonic. Anyway, issue 49. This is issue 850. So I saw this on the shelf at my comic store, and I was surprised to see it. I figured a big issue like 850 would have sold out or would have been marked up, but they were selling it for cover price, so I picked it up because I didn't have it, and that was a key issue I was missing. Side note. It seems like Marvel is getting used to printing these massive, here, I'll show on the webcam, these massive comic books, and they've kind of figured out printing, and they got the title written on the side, I don't know how I feel about that. We're blurring the lines between comic book and book, or trade paperback. They did it with Venom 200, they did it with Fantastic Four 35, I'm sure they'll do it, they might do it with 74 or 75. Just these massive comic books. And I'm like, do they need to be this big, and do we need to be charging $10 for it? They just keep getting bigger and bigger throughout my life. I remember Amazing Spider-Man 1 in Volume 3. That was a pretty thick book, and that was $6, I think. And they've just been getting bigger and bigger. I'm like, slow down. Anyway, I also picked up issue 52. I got this one this week. It's a Last Remains issue that I did not have. Just trying to fill in all those gaps. So I've got quite a few more I need to get. I'm just getting all of the ones that my comic store has, and then once I got all of those, I'm going to go online and order the rest that I need, because I want to fill in that gap before they get more expensive than cover price. So working on that. Last few books here, I got some back issues. Now, some are more new back issues, and some are older. The thing is, if you've ever watched my comic book videos and you kind of know my Amazing Spider-Man collection, I have a huge gap in the 500s and 600s because I never really collected those books. I always collected below 400 and then the new books from like 700 onward. So I have almost no comic books between 500 and 600 or 600 and 700. So I've started just looking through the back issues box at my comic store and getting some of those, some of the Volume 2 issues, just literally just flipping through, picking out a couple that look interesting to me, and they're like $2-3 and just buying those. So first I got Amazing Spider-Man 503 and 504. This is a little 2-issue storyline, Chasing a Dark Shadow. It's got Loki. I have not read these. I am not going to read them because I have plans to read through the Amazing Spider-Man run, so I want to kind of wait for that. But these are John Romita Jr., J. Michael Straczynski, popular run. I know that's Matt DeNerd's favorite run. Matt, if you're watching this, I'm picking up some of them, John Romita Jr. books. So I am not a huge fan of John Romita Jr. You guys know this if you've watched me for a while. I am loyal to John Romita Sr. I love his art. John Romita Jr.'s just doesn't do it for me. It's a little more cartoonish. I like the art to be a little more realistic. It doesn't have to be like photorealism, but I don't know. His faces just look off to me. Then I got issue 520. Picked this one out just because this is an iconic cover. I mean, that's some of these. One thing that I've noticed from the books in the 500s, in volume 2 really, a lot of generic covers, which is kind of boring, but a lot of them have become iconic Spider-Man art. So, you know, there's good and bad. I generally don't like when a comic book, because like you look at this comic book, and I'm going to ask you, what is this comic book about? I don't have a clue. I flipped through it and looked, and it was about a lot of things that I had no clue what was going on because I've never read this run. But I don't like when the cover doesn't at least hint at what the book is about, because that's the point of a cover, right? And that's why I haven't enjoyed the Sinister War covers. Well, actually, the Sinister War covers do hint to what this book is about, which is nothing, pretty much. But besides the point. Yeah, I don't love a generic cover, but I saw this one and I recognized the art and I knew this was an iconic cover, so picked it up. It was like $3. Cool book. This is an example of a good cover. 542, Back in Black. I picked up this one. I'm going to hide that next book. I don't want you guys to see it yet. It's 542 and 543. These are the Back in Black issues. Very interesting run. This was right after Civil War. When Peter Parker's identity was revealed and he was a fugitive, and so he's wearing the black suit again, and it's kind of a darker Spider-Man. Very cool. I would like to read that whole run after Civil War. I'm glad, obviously, they had to undo it somehow. They couldn't just have him be a fugitive forever, but it was interesting while it happened. It's cool to see that Civil War actually had ramifications on the heroes' stories. I think that's very interesting. You know, Aunt May was in the hospital, Peter was desperately trying to save her, and that's what ultimately ended up leading to One More Day, which is the controversial storyline where they kind of reset the universe a little bit and made everyone forget that he's Peter Parker, took away his marriage to Mary Jane, and then they started with Brand New Day, which kind of put him back to being an irresponsible college kid type Peter Parker, which hopefully they're going to be undoing very soon. So, but yeah, these were like $3 a pop, so I grabbed them because they looked cool and I wanted to have them. So now this last book rather, is actually not a Spider-Man book. I know, crazy. I'm branching out. I want to start getting some non-Spider-Man books. I know that's crazy. I know that's blasphemy, but hear me out. Obviously, I'm going to keep buying Spider-Man books. I want a complete Amazing Spider-Man run, but I want to start getting some other back issues. Specifically, I wanted to get some Fantastic Four back issues. I want to get some Thor back issues. Some Avengers back issues is cool, of course. But those two especially I'm particularly really interested in. I think Silver Age Fantastic Four comics are awesome. Usually very expensive, but there's a lot of really cool ones that aren't too expensive, so I want to dabble into those. And then Thor back issues are really awesome as well. So I want to branch out a little bit. I don't want to be a one-trick pony. I don't want to just be Spider-Man exclusively. So I'm going to start branching out. So this was my first step into the wider universe beyond Spider-Man. This is a Fantastic Four comic book. I found this at my comic store for... I don't remember how much. At least $20. I mean, it was a little bit more expensive, but I got it because it just looked really cool. It is a Silver Age book, really low condition. It is Fantastic Four issue 40. Very low condition. You can't really see it on that camera. I can maybe show you here. There's some spine wear. The cover is intact. It is attached. And it's a Doctor Doom comic book. So that was why I ultimately got it. Because it's Silver Age Fantastic Four with Doctor Doom and Daredevil. So that's just an awesome book. I mean, you got Doctor Doom on the cover, Daredevil on the cover, all of the characters on the cover, classic Jack Kirby art, you know, the old Marvel Comics logo. Just a really cool pickup. I was very excited about this. And this is my first, well, I used to have a Silver Age FF book, but this is now my only and first Fantastic Four Silver Age comic book. So I plan to look into getting more. Haven't been buying as many back issues right now because, as I said at the beginning, I just started my new job, you know, trying to make sure my financial situation is secure before I go spending money on a bunch of comic books. But I plan to jump into some more Fantastic Four back issues, some Thor Silver Age books I think would be really cool. But yeah, I got this Fantastic Four one. So very cool and very exciting. There's a bit of bleed through on the yellow from Human Torch. You can kind of see the text on the page behind it, which is interesting. But yeah, so that's all of my comic book pickups. That's a lot. Not as many back issues as new books, obviously. But I'm just trying to make sure that I'm consistently getting back issues. It's pretty much every week when I go to the comic store, I'll get all of my new books for that week, and then I'll try and get one or two back issues just to keep filling the collection, you know. So I'll get a couple, just like 500's Spider-Man book, or I'll get one of Nick Spencer's run. If I'm feeling fancy, I'll splurge and get the, you know, I got that FF book, but so I'm trying to kind of keep getting books that way. So hopefully these Around the Boxes streams will be a little more frequent in the wrong one. There we go. A little more frequent in the near future. I'm going to try and do them weekly, but I'm not going to guarantee anything because I never know. You know, schedule's rough, and I am just doing this as a hobby, so sometimes I don't have time. But yeah, we got a lot to catch up on. Lots has been going on in the world of Marvel. I want to talk more about Spider-Man. I mean, obviously, the No Way Home trailer has come out. If you want my quick thoughts on it, I think it looks great. I'm hoping they don't mess it up, because I'll be honest, I'm having concerns. You know, the third Spider-Man movies are always cursed. Because Spider-Man 3, what happened? They tried to do too much in one movie. They tried to do Venom and Sandman and, you know, all this stuff, and it just became way too much. Amazing Spider-Man never made it to 3, but they were setting up Sinister Six and all of this stuff, which was way too soon. And now they're, you know, throwing in, it's seeming to be the Sinister Six. They're not saying that, but it's pretty obvious that it's going to be the Sinister Six. It's going to be Dr. Octopus, Green Goblin, Electro, possibly Lizard, possibly Venom, possibly Sandman, probably Vulture, and I think Mysterio is still alive, but we'll see. But who knows? I mean, none of us know what they're going to do with it. We can theorize all day long, but I think it looks really good. I think it looks pretty cool. I'm excited for it. I hope that they do it right, because trying to fit that much in one movie could be bad, but it's Marvel Studios. I trust them. I mean, they've managed to pull off these movies, and those have way more going on than this movie will. But man, am I excited to see Green Goblin and Dr. Octopus and all those characters on the screen again. Like, that's going to be awesome. So I'm looking forward to that. But other than that, What else is going on? They announced the Spider-Man 2 video game. I'm excited for that. When that comes out, I will play it on video or stream. That's not for like 2 years though, so you know. I might do a playthrough of the first game over on my gaming channel, DA Games. So if you are interested in seeing that, go and subscribe and follow me on Twitter because I will tweet out when that happens. I don't know a timeline. I gotta set my PS4 up in here, but I think that would be fun to play through. I've played through it twice, but I could play through it again on stream just to kind of hang out and talk about the game there. There was something else that Venom 2 comes out in like a week, so I'm planning to go see that. I originally wasn't planning on seeing it. You can ask JP Creations about that. I was originally not going to go see it because I'm mad that they're making Carnage without Spider-Man. I didn't want to give them the money, but I'm gonna see it. Honestly, the thing that really changed my mind on that, and you can go check the video on my channel, my video on Venom, when Venom 200 came out and I read that run, it made me realize that Venom can be his own protagonist, and it's because of that comic book run that I'm going to see this new Venom movie. So there you go, Marvel. Your comic books promoted your movie. So I'm gonna see that, and I will have my thoughts on Twitter on that movie. I might talk about it in a future stream, but go follow me on Twitter. I tweet out stuff about movies and TV and whatever. Marvel What If is great. Sorry, I'm just like spewing off all of the stuff that we haven't talked about in the last couple months while I've been working. Marvel What If looks great. I'm very excited for that. What else? Or not excited for that. I'm very excited about that. I've been enjoying it. I love all the cameos they've done. My favorite episode is probably... I gotta remember all the episodes. I loved the T'Challa Star-Lord one. The Thanos cameo, or not even cameo, Thanos was awesome. Zombie Thanos looks sick. It seems like they're really setting up a lot of part 2s. But I've been enjoying What If a lot. Shang-Chi was awesome. I saw that like opening weekend. Very good. I've only been once. I haven't gone back because I just haven't had the time. But I really liked that movie. I thought it was really, really good. If you haven't seen it, go and see it. I assume anyone watching my channel has seen it because let's be real, we're all Marvel fans here. So, but I really enjoyed it. I'm excited to see where that, where his character continues to grow. Obviously, it's great to have more representation in the Marvel Universe, so that's always exciting, and I felt like they did it really well. Not that I would have any expertise, but I really enjoyed it. So, but yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap up this video stream thing. So hit that like button if you made it here. Just let me know that you're there. Really, comment down below. Really, your thoughts on anything I showed. DC fans, let me know your comic recommendations for any DC books right now. I'd love to try some. Like, I don't want to be exclusively Marvel. It's just DC's not interesting me right now. So give me some recommendations. And Marvel fans too. If you have some recommendations, feel free to shoot them in the comments as well as your thoughts on Shang-Chi, What If, No Way Home. We'll have a whole discussion in the comments. So leave some comments down below. I'd love to interact with you guys. And I will see you guys very soon. Much sooner than my last stream. Back here for Around the Boxes. I'm going to try and make some other videos. I'm going to be doing some gaming streams over on the gaming channel. So stay tuned. Subscribe to the channels. Follow me on Twitter. All of that. And I will try to be more in touch about my future content very, very soon. So I have some exciting stuff in the pipeline. So you guys won't want to miss it. So the first place that you will hear about anything is likely going to be my Twitter. So make sure you follow me there if you have a Twitter. But that's enough self-promotion for right now. I'm going to go. So peace out. I love you guys' faces. I don't know who that's a quote from. Some other YouTuber says that and I just stole it, but that's fine. Peace.